So guys, today we're breaking down a record-breaking project by the one and only A-REECE. He recently dropped his latest EP, Business as Usual, and it's already shaking up the South African music scene in a major way. To give you some perspective, this EP has set a new benchmark in 2025 by becoming the fastest project to debut at #1 on the South African Apple Music charts. In the process, it overtook Kelvin Momo's 9th studio album Thato ya Modimo and Java's highly acclaimed Inkanyezi, both huge achievements in their own right. For A-REECE to surpass names of that caliber speaks volumes about where he stands in the industry right now. But the milestone don't stop there. On its very first day, the EP pulled in a staggering 650.82k streams on South African Spotify, officially making it the biggest first day debut for a hip-hop project in 2025. On top of that, A-REECE also becomes the first hip-hop artist this year to spend the most days at #1 on Spotify's top daily streamed artist chart in South Africa. What makes this even more impressive is when you compare him against Amapiano giants. REECE currently sits at #7 overall when counting even the piano artists, who usually dominate streaming platforms. And if we zoom out to the global stage, Drake still holds the crown at #1 worldwide when it comes to most days spent at the top. And another thing that's even more notable is the industry recognition and surprise support he's received. Rappers like Shane Eagle, who previously had rumored beef with REECE, publicly showed love for the EP. A-REECE responded warmly, sparking a speculation about a potential collaboration, maybe even a solo project from Shane Eagle down the line. From a performance standpoint, all tracks entered the top 10 on the hip-hop or rap charts, and 2 tracks, So Much and Scented Candles, Well Done Dada, broke into the top 10 across all genres, ranking 4 and 7 respectively. That's dominance across multiple metrics, from streams to industry recognition, showing that the EP isn't just a commercial success, but also a cultural moment. These aren't just numbers, they are a statement. They prove that A-REECE's influence is cutting across genres locally, while also positioning him as one of the few South African rappers holding his own in a global streaming culture dominated by giants like Drake and Amapiano heavyweights at home. And now diving into the project overview, Business as Usual consists of 9 tracks with features from Kid Cadence, J Jody, Quasi M, K-Kid, and another rapper that I might have missed. Each guest artist brings a unique energy to the project, creating a balance between lyrical introspection, raw confidence, and creative expression. Among the features, Quasi M stands out for hair-haunting and reflective delivery, while K-Kid delivers arguably the most aggressive and confident verse, showing why she's a rising force in South African hip-hop. Visually, the cover art continues A-REECE's signature black and white aesthetic. He's seen in a white shirt, black tie, black trousers, and black shoes, a facade he's maintained for some time now. While its exact symbolism is open to interpretation, it gives a sense of classic sophistication, duality, and focus, aligning with the thematic maturity of the EP. And now, doing a track-by-track breakdown, the first track, Sundae's Intro, the EP opens with a simple, powerful piano composition. Soft, reflective, and soulful, it feels like a quiet prayer before the storm, creating a calm atmosphere for the listener. This minimalist approach is intentional, setting the tone for a project that's both introspective and emotionally layered. It flows perfectly into the next track, allowing the transition into So Much to feel seamless and purposeful. And now going to So Much, which features Quasi M, this track is deeply introspective, with A-REECE reflecting on his personal journey, sacrifices, and the weight of maintaining authenticity in the music industry. And key themes include resilience and self-belief, whereby A-REECE positions himself as a leader and role model, navigating fame while holding onto his core identity, and also struggle and authenticity. He examines the tension between commercial success and staying true to himself. And the last theme I picked up from this track is vulnerability with confidence. He blends raw honesty with assertive delivery, signaling growth from his earlier work. And overall, Quasi M complements these themes with a haunting, reflective verse about pain, fake love, and the internal struggle of navigating fame. Her smooth, soulful cadence carries echoes of Ayanda Gia, according to me, adding depth and emotional resonance. Together, the two create a combination of a lyrical journey and soul that feels intentional and cohesive, merging introspection with resilience. And now moving on to solo, interlude, and solo. These tracks bring a lighter, more carefree energy to the EP. Solo interlude acts as a breather, while solo shows A-REECE in a laid-back, almost Rasta-like vibe, highlighting his versatility. It's a refreshing contrast to the reflective intensity of the earlier tracks, showing he can shift moods without losing cohesion. And now moving on to losses. Here A-REECE digs deeper, offering a mix of personal reflection, frustration, and triumph. The smooth, moody beat supports lyrics that are both humble and confrontational. Notable lines include, "I'm TBE, this fucking beat got me feeling like Floyd." And I guess he's talking like Floyd Mayweather, asserting his status as the best ever with the TBE. And going forward, he continues to say, "Never filled up stadiums, but the music is filling voids. Used to be broke and anxious, now I'm rich and paranoid." And this bar carries the weight of a humble flex, where A-REECE contrasts material achievements with deeper impact. While he hasn't gone the CASSPER NYOVEST route of physically filling up stadiums, a milestone CASSPER has proudly branded as part of his legacy, REECE emphasizes that his music achieves something arguably more powerful, filling emotional and spiritual gaps in the lives of listeners. It's a subtle way of saying numbers and venue sizes don't always measure true influence. Instead, he frames his artistry as medicine for the soul. Prove that timeless resonance can outweigh momentary spectacle. And moving on to the next line, he continues to say, "Y'all ain't drug dealers, you drug users. When you said you sold bass, I really thought subwoofer." So this line showcases clever wordplay, as A-REECE calls out fake personas in the industry. He flips the idea of selling bass into a play on music equipment, questioning the authenticity of those who claim to live a street life. In context, this could be seen as a subtle jab at MOLLEY, who once publicly disrespected A-REECE and even went as far as claiming that if REECE ever dissed him on a track, he would shoot him because he's gangster like that. And here, I guess REECE's bar works as a sharp reminder that fabricated gangster images hold no weight when put under scrutiny. And going forward, he continues to say, "It's me against these bots the whole time like I'm Dale Spooner." And this line is a sharp Robert reference, where A-REECE likens himself to Will Smith's character constantly battling artificial beings. On the surface, it's a creative metaphor for standing against fake streams, inflated numbers, and the inauthentic hype that clouds the industry. Overall, Losses captures REECE in both reflection and attack mode. He opens up about his vulnerabilities while still flexing and throwing carefully crafted shots. And now moving on to Scented Candles, Well Done Dada. This track marks a pivotal moment in the project, a complete inward shift where A-REECE centers on family, fatherhood, and resilience. The production leans soulful yet powerful, creating the perfect canvas for him to open up about where he is in life. His lyricism feels vivid, almost cinematic, as he reflects on his past while navigating the weight of his new responsibilities. Key themes and lines. Dashing the tequila with the San Pellegrino, which is quite ironic because my catalog is Asian like vino. Yeah, my life is like a movie, but somehow niggas slept on the prequel. So here he kicks off with a witty wordplay, balancing lifestyle references with a nod to his refined discography. By likening his catalog to fine wine, REECE sadly reminds listeners that his artistry has matured and aged with quality. And again, he voices his frustration at being overlooked in the early stages of his career. I mean, we all know what A-REECE went through.
The unbelievable G. Could it be because Osei Lake at double HP? Could it be because his beat selection's dope and unique or simple?
While people admire his current success, they often forget the groundwork he laid to get to wherever he is today. So going forward, he says, if my father was still alive, he'd be proud of this meal. Putting the family first has always been part of the ethos. Grateful I still have a mother who prays, had me just to watch her wipe the tears that will cover her face. Now I'm 28 with a daughter to raise. My life is on the line for the ones I love. I would cause an upheaval. So these bars carry a deep emotion, reflecting on his late father while reaffirming that family values have always been central to his journey. So he continues to be vulnerable as he highlights his mother's importance in his life. Her prayers ground him, but seeing her in pain reminds him of the emotional weight his family carries. And also he speaks on fatherhood. Fatherhood becomes a turning point in his life and music, reshaping his purpose beyond self-expression into legacy building. And lastly, a declaration of his protective nature. A-REECE is ready to go to war for his family, underscoring how responsibility has sharpened his priorities. So going forward, he says, you won't break my soul like Solange's sister. Lord knows I'm him like Psalm scriptures. Stood tall, that's tough. Lost bread, so what? Who gives a fuck? Yeah, still got a family. So this is a clever mix of pop culture and spirituality. The Beyonce reference ties into resilience, while the mention of Psalms reaffirms his sense of divine purpose. The outro distills the message to its essence. Money and fame pale in comparison to family. Even in loss, love makes him rich. And overall take on this track, Scented Candles, Well Done Dada is one of the most personal and grounded moments on the project. It strips away the industry noise, rap rivalries, and bravado. Instead, presenting A-REECE as a son, a father, and a man determined to build a legacy. His reflections on fatherhood, his late father, and his mother's strength anchor the track in raw honesty. It feels less like a rap flex and more like a declaration of growth. A moment where A-REECE fully embraces his evolution as both an artist and a man. And now getting into deeper rap, I Don't Give a Fuck. This track brings together A-REECE, K-Kid, and J Jody, each delivering their own perspective under one unified theme, staying unbothered by the negative and focusing on their own lane. So starting off with A-REECE, A-REECE sets the tone with a detached, nonchalant hook. His message is very clear. He's not giving energy to drama and distractions or negativity. It's about protecting his peace and keeping his focus sharp. And diving into K-Kid's verse, K-Kid comes in fiery and aggressively, immediately commanding attention.
Be quiet, I'm not your financial advisor.
She rejects outside noise, embraces her underdog status, and uses combat imagery to show she's ready for anyone doubting her. With bars like "I got enough bullets for them niggas that's teaming up," she positions herself as a confident, resilient, and unapologetic rapper. This verse especially stands out considering her recent controversy with DJ Spista about her freestyling. Here she proves her ability beyond question. And now getting into J Jody's verse, Jody balances the track with maturity and reflection. He highlights his longevity in the game, dismisses fake personas, and critiques rappers who rely on cosigns or mimic other styles. I saw things with my own eyes that would make you not wanna own knives. Add depth, showing he's lived through real experiences that shaped his outlook. His delivery feels calm, a contrast to K-Kid's aggression and A-REECE's cool detachment. And now getting into Sweatshop Freestyle, I just want to focus on a few lines because I feel like they're very interesting. So A-REECE says, I made a way for you niggas, couldn't keep saving you niggas, made a mistake when I did it. Came with the squad, all I see is a charity case. I'm at the top and you're not, I'm just saying for clarity's sake. And on this, I feel like he's clearly talking about his history with the Wrecking Crew, the group he helped form after leaving Ambitious. Back then, A-REECE was the front runner, the one with the spotlight, fan base, and industry leverage. He used this platform to open doors for the whole crew. But over time, the narrative became twisted. Instead of people acknowledging he was the one carrying the team, It was painted like it was all for the squad. What he's saying is, he regrets always putting others on before himself. He feels like he was taken advantage of at some point, and also they never truly appreciated or tried to match the effort he put in. He looks back and realizes that a lot of what he did for the crew wasn't out of mutual benefit, but more like he was giving handouts. From his perspective now, they didn't capitalize on the chances he gave them. They just squatted up and expected him to keep carrying. So A-REECE is distancing himself from the past, emphasizing that he's at the top alone now, not as part of any crew. The bitterness is there, but it's wrapped in a flex. He's better off without them, focused on his own bag. So when you zoom in, this track doubles as a reflection on loyalty, betrayal, and wasted energy. He's saying, I did it for y'all, but y'all never did it for me. And now going to the last track of the EP, Filet Mignon, which features Kid Cadence. The closing track brings sensuality, luxury, and intimacy, featuring his younger brother, Kid Cadence. The track balances romance with status. Key themes include discreet indulgence, luxury imagery, emotional vulnerability, and also mutual elevation, where both artists highlight career success alongside personal connection. It's a lush, cinematic ending that contrasts introspection with pleasure, rounding out the EP's emotional and thematic journey. Overall, I just want to say, Business as Usual is more than just music. It's a statement of growth, dominance, and versatility, especially if you resonate more with it, given its core themes, fatherhood, betrayal, and stuff like that. From chart-breaking success to emotional depth, A-REECE showcases reflection and vulnerability, confidence and defiance, sensuality and luxury, consistency and artistry. The EP proves why A-REECE remains one of the most versatile and compelling voices in South African hip-hop, capable of moving from introspective reflection to unapologetic dominance to intimate escapism, all while maintaining a signature style and maturity. For fans of deep bars, personal storytelling, and dynamic flows, Business as Usual is an essential listen, a testament to A-REECE's evolution, artistry, and influence. So that wraps up our deep dive into Business as Usual. Now I want to hear from you. How are you feeling about this project? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the EP overall? And which track stood out for you the most? Was there a specific bar that hit you the hardest or stuck in your mind for too long after listening? Also, when it comes to features, who do you think delivered the best verse? Quasi M, K-Kid, J Jody, or Kid Cadence? Beyond that, do you feel like this EP shows a new side of A-REECE, especially with the themes of family, fatherhood? Or do you think one of his older projects still hold the crown? And what about the bigger picture? Is A-REECE raising the bar for South African hip-hop in 2025? With Shane Eagle showing love, would you want to see them collaborate on something in the future? Most importantly, did any of these songs feel like they spoke directly to your life or experiences? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you had to describe Business as Usual in just one word, what would it be? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Anyways, that brings us to the end of the video. If you vibed with it, leave a comment, like, and hit the subscribe button for more real takes on this channel like this one. Until next time, peace out.